Hi everyone. So got one. Finally getting the magic, and I'm finally getting into the subject because it's something I should need to talk about before this. Um, so a little earlier this week, uh, someone at Wizard, made a fatal error when updating some of the imagery on their site, and I can't remember exactly what the area was or something like. It's one of those things that you get those options. I think it's like about standard play and tournament stuff like that, and they'll always have a card representing it. Well, someone's probably getting sacked or reprimanded or something because they unfortunately put out 3 cards from Hours of Devastation. Hour of Devastation. Um, one black sorcery and the 2 planeswalkers we're getting in the set. One of whom, obviously, is Nico Bolas. So when people jumped on that real quick, Wizards is just like, well, we can get upset with other people who leak our shit, but this time we did it, so not much we can do about that. So I'm here to give you my thoughts on this. So let's just get to the main. Let's just get to the main man himself, Nico Bolas, God Pharaoh. Now, Nico Bolas, God Pharaoh is a 7 loyalty planeswalker for 4 of any color. Grixis colors, 1 red, 1 black, 1 blue, so 7 mana altogether. He costs 1 less than his original. He has 4 abilities, 2 pluses and 2 minuses. His +2. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she exiles a non-land card. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Okay. +1. Each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. That's good, that's fine. -4. Nico Bolas, God Pharaoh, deals 7 damage to target opponent or creature an opponent controls, which can also mean Planeswalker. Alright, and then -12, exile each non-land permanent your opponent controls. So, this card is ridiculous. This card is just completely and utterly nuts. Now, is it the greatest planeswalker ever? Probably not. I don't view it like from a competitive standpoint. I view it from a casual, playing from the kitchen tops, going to the pre-release events kind of guy. And this thing is phenomenal. Now, one thing I love, I'm not sure anyone's going to pick up on this yet, is from a flavor lore perspective. Ugin is now capable of killing Nico Bolas. If he uses his X ability and goes all out, uses all 7 of his loyalty, he can kill Nico Bolas. Which makes sense because as powerful as Nico Bolas is, and he is still probably one of the strongest planeswalkers right now in the lore, in the story, he has gotten weaker, which is illustrated in the fact that he costs 1 mana less to play now. But also, Bolas can easily kill Ugin by using -4, but he doesn't kill himself in the process, meaning that Nico Bolas, while he could be killed by Ugin, is still overall superior to Ugin. Now, that being said, this card is freaking nuts. That +2. The exile your opponent's card, and until a card comes up that's not land, and then you get to play it for free, more or less, is flipping nuts. Because at worst, you're going to get rid of 1 card off their deck and play that card. But it could be anything from an instant, enchantment, sorcery, whatever. By the way, I know, it's till the end turn. Okay, I was about to say, if it wasn't till the end turn, this thing is just disgusting. But best case scenario, you'll probably cycle through a couple lands. At best, maybe 3 lands, because you'll hit moments where you get those chunk of lands. But usually it's no more than like 2 or 3. More likely, the most common scenario is going to be 1 land and an actual card, if you're going to hit a land. But that +2 ability is just because it's a combination of attacking your opponent and protecting yourself, depending on what card comes up. Really, the way this card's going to end up being used is all going to be dependent on the board state when you decide to play it. If this is and yes, there's the Aetherworks Marvel combo that people have talked about. If this is a turn 7 or I'll say turn 6 card, it's very assuming you have something on the field, it's very likely that you'll go for the +2 ability. But depending on what your opponent's life state is at, life points are at, you may decide to +2, get something, and then just -4, and do 14 points a day. This thing can kill you literally and with 2 turns, assuming it has the loyalty to do so. This thing is disgusting. And when you combine it with Dark Intimations, which means it comes out with an extra loyalty counter on it, it means it already comes out with 8 loyalty on it, and therefore can use his -4 2 times just from coming out. So you might just decide to use Bolas just pretty much as a burn spell and do 7 damage to your opponent's face twice for 14. You'll take out nearly all their life. Particularly, it'll usually be all of them if you're running an aggressive strategy. So, and then of course there's the -12, which is just disgusting. It's just one of those things. But it's one of those abilities too that if you get it, great. But I would have to be in a really particular board, in like really particularly bad spot to want to use that board wipe effect, because his first 3 abilities are good enough on the, particularly the +1 and the -4. Excuse me. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, different card. His -4 and his +2 particularly are nasty. The +1's fine, particularly if you're ahead and you want to just screw with their hand, especially if it's late game. They got maybe 2 or 3 cards in their hand. You make them exile, then you can screw them up totally. So I mean, he's great. He's going to be a big stable commander. He's probably going to replace my. Now, here's an interesting thing. Assuming you could get past the whole they would end up killing each other thing, which Bolas actually comes out on top? Well, it all depends on which one you play first. That's the real kick of it. Both can kill the other. But granted, one costs less to play, therefore you would actually probably end up getting the original Bolas out first. And therefore, but you'll be taking a hit, but you can destroy the new Bolas with the older Bolas. But assuming they somehow come out like again, if you play the new Bolas turn after the old Bolas and is ignoring the whole fact that they actually end up killing each other because they can't exist on the field at the same time thing, then yes, he could kill the old Bolas, but he'd end up dying. Original Nico Bolas can kill this Bolas and gain 3 loyalty. So I believe it was 3 loyalty. Point being, you can gain loyalty. So theoretically, it's the new Bolas, but I think this one is better. 1, it's easier to play, and 2, it gives you more options of things to do. It's an extremely well-rounded card, I think, is one of the major points to be taking away from it. But anyway, the other Planeswalker is a character we've met twice, and whose card I actually have. Samut the Tested, who was Samut the, oh god. She was the Mythic, the 3/4 Mythic. Apparently, she's not going to be gaining she has a Planeswalker spark. Now, again, we don't know what Bolas's plan on this plane yet is. Maybe it's just him liking power or something like that. But who knows? Point is, she's a 1 green, 1 red, and 2 of any colors. She's a Gruul Planeswalker. Chule with 4 loyalty. So she's relatively easy to play. You can get her out in turn 4 with maybe even turn 3, depending on if you got some mono ramp going. So she has a +1, a -2, and a -7. Her +1, up to 1 target creature gains double strike until the end of turn. Yeah, good in an aggressive strategy, but doesn't really protect her much. It's just sort of It's an alright one. It's only, here's the thing. Bolas, you bring him out by himself, he's still good. This one, you bring her out by herself. She's got, let's continue first up. -2, she deals 2 damage to as you choose among 1 or 2 target creatures or players. So she could take out a bear, or she could maybe do 2 damage to the face, or she could take out some chumps. She kind of protects herself. But yeah, and then her -7, search your library for up to 2 creatures or Planeswalker cards. Put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. This -7 is pretty good. If you can protect her long enough to get to that, which would only take 3 turns, assuming you don't have any way of giving her more counters, then she's very playable, absolutely. The problem comes with the fact that, and again, going back to Bolas as a comparison, a Planeswalker should be able to defend themselves in some way when they first come out on the battlefield. Now, again, using Bolas as an example, he's got many ways of doing that. He can screw with your hand. He can take something up the top of your deck and use it. If it's a creature, he's got protection. If not, he still takes something. Or he can just do 7 damage to a creature on the field or to your face. What does she do? She can ping for 2. This isn't actually to be fair, this is a decent early to mid-game walker. It's better in early game because you can have small creatures out, like maybe a 2/2. You can have your own bear out, give it double strike, swing in for 4, and she'll go up, and then if you need to, you can -2. But really, the only way you kind of just want to give her protection so you can play the -7 ability, because that's the only real ability of value I see on this card. Again, 2 damage is nothing terrible, but you could do it twice from putting her out and then she'd be dead. So it's all right. It's not the worst Planeswalker I've ever seen. That I can definitely say, but it's not amazing. It's just It is what it is. Last but not least, we have Bantu's Last Reckoning. Now, these are story cards, by the way, but I feel like this would be this feels like a key story moment. Is 2 black, 1 any color, sorcery, rare. Destroy all creatures. Lands you control, don't untap during your next untap step. Okay, I did read that right. Okay. This sucks. It's a wipe ability. And for that, all wipe abilities are at least playable. It's cheap. It's 3 mana, but I mean, if you want to just you play the land, or you have land, because in the state you're going to play this card, it's got to be somehow later in the game. Let's say you have, I don't know, and I'm going by just a standard like pre-release or just game. I don't know. Let's say we've got like 7 to 8. Let's just say 8. Let's say 8 mana is on the battlefield, and I know that can be high considering some circumstances. Not too high though, because I've been in plenty of games where I've gotten nearly all the land out, or other people have. But let's say 8. You're gonna tap 3 mana, wipe the field, and then you need to work with 5 mana for the next turn. I don't like being at a disadvantage with my cards. Yes, it gives me a wipe. And yes, I'm certain if I'm that late in the game, I probably have things I can play. But the fact of the matter is, it'll give you a momentary advantage, which is good. It's a decent momentary advantage, because then they have to rebuttal their efforts, assuming you're not playing in bomb creatures, in which case you got a freaking problem on your hand, or just like small chumps, and in which again you have a problem on your hand, because you wipe the field too. Your field's gone also, so. You better hope they don't have like quick haste creatures or just a lot of small things or embalm things that are far stronger than what you just played, because otherwise you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Even if I had to be forced into black, I don't think I'd play this card. This card is just it's not worth the pain in the head, it's not worth the pain in the neck / headache it would give me. Be like, okay, how do I make this work? Even if I was somehow in black, I wouldn't play this. That being said, I do enjoy the artwork very much. Just watching this crocodile god just roaring as it looks like she's just being attacked by either the undead or a lot of soldiers. Basically, to the last, Bantu wanted only to be first among the god Pharaoh's subjects. Now, from a flavor standpoint, that's interesting because it's been hinted at that not only the people, like the trial initiates, are going to be judged by the god Pharaoh, but the gods are going to be judged by the god Pharaoh. And looks like Bantu fails the test, which is good because Bantu seems like a bit of a dick. The only god we have not actually met or had any sort of speaking with, or like actually had a role in the story yet, is Aronas, the green god. The snake god. Yeah, he's the only one who hasn't had any role in the. He's been mentioned. He's been mentioned plenty of times. But he's the only one who hasn't been brought up, or he's the only one who hasn't actually been a focal point in the story, because we've had Kefnet with Nissa. Johnny was with I'm blanking on her name. The white god. Oketra, that was it. Oketra, Gideon was Oketra. Gideon also talked to Bantu, and then we had Samut go to Hazaret. But Ronas hasn't had any, so I'm wondering if Ronas will be like one of the few will have some prominent role in the coming story, given the fact he's the only one who hasn't had any role in any other stories. But I'm also interested to see where the story is going to go for our visitation, the remaining of Amonkhet. I really want the Gatewatch to lose. I just really want them to suffer a big loss, because They haven't had any losses. They've been on a roll. They helped stop the Eldrazi on Zendikar. They stopped. They stopped. Emrakul was defeated on Innistrad, and they were able to upsert the Consulate and Tezzeret on Kaladesh. They're 3 for 3 right now. They need a loss and a big loss. And what better way to go than going unprepared into a plane that's ruled and dominated by Nico Bolas, probably one of the biggest bads in the Magic universe, and who is easily stronger than any of these. Because let's actually, I know I'm going over it, but let's actually take a quick gander, if you will. Let's kind of compare and contrast the cards we have for each of these characters right now. And I'm just gonna go off the page. If we were to compare Nico Bolas God Pharaoh to any of the other cards right now for the current Gatewatch, how would they stack? How would they measure up? And again, it's all a matter of, so let's see, Jace, I think it's Delver's Secrets? No. Oh, God, Jace, okay, I'm just gonna go with images. Jace, not Mind Sculptor, because in terms of actual, combat, Jace the Mind Sculptor, while powerful, is not, they made decks and stuff like that, is actually fairly weak compared to other Planeswalkers in terms of going against Planeswalkers. Jace Unraveler of Secrets. There's no way Jace could take on Bolas right there. He has nothing that defends himself in terms of fighting the Planeswalker card Bolas. He returns creatures, not cards on the field to the hand. He's got a scry and draw ability, which is good. But yes, Jace can't take on Bolas. Then we have Gideon of the Trials, I believe. Whoops. Not Gideon, I don't need Gideon of the Trials. There we go. Gideon of the Trials. Now, Gideon of the Trials might be one that could theoretically stand against Bolas, but let's take a look real quick, shall we? Gideon of the Trials, until the end of turn. Nope. Gideon of the Trials can't prevent, or until your next turn, prevent all damage target permanent would deal. So he can prevent damage from Bolas, but that being said, Bolas would, instead of using his -4 ability, would instead just say, all right, fine, I'm just going to +1 or +2. Hey, look, I got this thing now, so you got to contend with more than this. So Bolas beats Gideon as well. Then we have Liliana. So Liliana's Death Majesty. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Put the top 2 cards of your library in the graveyard. So Liliana can protect herself. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature is a zombie. She can protect herself. However, Bolas can still just wipe her out of existence. Then we have, let's see now, Nissa. Or Nissa, depending on how you pronounce the name. Nissa. Nissa. There we go. Steward of the Elements. Well, Steward of the Elements. She has Scry 2. Look at the top card of the library of land. If it's a land card or creature card, convert mana cost, blah, 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 put it in the bag. So she can maybe have, depending on how much loyalty you put into her, she might be able to take on Bolas, because she can create 2 6/6, or excuse me, 5/5 elemental creatures, turn them into lands with haste, flying and haste to be precise. So if you give her enough loyalty, she could take out Bolas. But that requires a lot of build-up and a lot of prep time, because you need to basically have 9 mana to use to bring her out. And chances are Bolas is going to be out already. He's going to already be stronger and tougher than he needed to be than beforehand. So you right there, I mean, it's debatable. But she is theoretically capable of taking out Bolas. Last but not least, we have Chandra. Let's see now. Our most recent addition of Chandra is, there he goes, from Kaladesh, Chandra, the Torch of Defiance. Now, what can Chandra do? Exile top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, deals 2 damage to each opponent. She can deal 4 damage. Chandra cannot beat Bolas right off the bat. Yeah, just from when these cards come out on the battlefield. No, the only one who even stands a remote chance is Nissa from a card point of view. And there we go. I didn't realize I did that, by the way. I had to look at the screens and stuff like that. Yeah, I was unaware I did that. Sorry, but yeah, I don't. None of the Gatewatch is, again, with the exception of Gideon to prevent his damage temporarily, and then Bolas just uses plus abilities around that, and Nissa, who, if she has enough loyalty pumped into her from the get go, she can create those elementals to kill Bolas, assuming Bolas doesn't have like minions to protect him. But yeah, they're due for a loss, and I want to see the loss. I think a lot of us want to see that loss. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the cards. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win? Star Wars, superhero, what if, Dragon Ball, Magic, anything I do on the channel, put it in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to it at some point. I will have a who would win up tomorrow, who would win up on Wednesday. Wednesday is the Bleach who would win for June. It is Toshiro Hitsugaya versus Esdeath. I might have mispronounced that, but she's from Akame ga Kill. She's an ice user as well. For any of you who know the series, you know what I'm talking about. But beforehand, if you can maybe give me a suggestion for someone for Toshiro to fight, other than that, I will take it under consideration. But that's most likely going to be the fight, plus a Magic video, plus a What If video, and plus the Mummy review will be up on Thursday. So yeah, keep your eyes out for those. Thanks for watching. See you next time.